Alright guys, before we start today's video, I just thought that it was only right that I let you know that I have herpes and today I'm having a flare-up. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite mask collector's favorite mask collector, AJ Good, here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day. And today, we've got a fantastic unboxing lined up for you. Now, before we get into the package, I just want to say, boy, oh boy, does it feel good to be back in the normal spot. My autistic self could not take filming in different locations any longer, but we are finally back on the mini ramp. We've got the multi-colored lights behind us with all the cool stuff. We've got the TV on, playing some Buckethead, and I am ready to jump into this unboxing. And we've got plenty of other unboxings coming after this, so just stay tuned. It has been a crazy Halloween season, and we are only like 4 days into October. So, today's unboxing is a pretty special one. Not only do we have an extremely cool piece with an extremely cool story to accompany it, but we've got like our favorite of everything. Not only do we have a vintage piece, but we've got a vintage distortions piece. Not only is it a vintage distortions piece, but it's probably our favorite distortions piece of all time. And not only is it our favorite vintage distortions piece of all time with a cool story, but it is a Buckethead piece to top it all off. So many layers to this, but I guess the main thing is that it's a very cool, rare old prop that we love, and it has a very cool story that goes along with it. So, let me tell you guys the story, and then we will take this thing out of the box and show it off a little bit, because the story is rad. Now, a few days back, I released a video where myself, Mike Covert, Bishop, and our new best friend Garrett headed up to Michigan, where we hit like this secret, untouched vintage costume shop, and we made scores galore. Hands down, my favorite Halloween hunt of all time. It was just so good, so if you haven't seen that yet, make sure to go watch that one and then come back to this video, because you kind of got to know what happened in that video to understand what I'm about to tell you guys. Well, in that video, Covert scored a crazy good Distortions Unlimited Beheaded Illusions prop, the zombie prop to be exact, also known as Herbie. This prop being made famous by Buckethead, who named his prop Herbie. Thus, we call them Herbies. Anyways, there was like this funny banter of like a competition who was going to get the Herbie if it was there between Covert and myself, because obviously I really wanted that Herbie, and obviously Covert really wanted the Herbie, but we ended up saying that Covert was going to get the Herbie because he found the shop. Thus, I think that he was entitled to that Herbie. And instead of me being some sort of crybaby boy, I just decided to let that be the thing. It was right that Covert got the Herbie, and even though I was jealous and I really wanted that Herbie, it was only right for me to let it go. So I didn't throw a fit or cry or argue or anything like that, and that is kind of where this story is going. It's the story of what happens when you aren't a Because I didn't throw a fit or make it some sort of argument that Covert got the Herbie and I didn't get the Herbie, I was rewarded, like, within an hour. Listen to this. So we are driving home from the costume shop in Michigan, and we are less than an hour into the drive, and from the back seat, I hear Covert go, "Oh, dude, I knew it." So I'm like, "You knew what? What's going on?" He's like, "I just had a feeling that I was going to find you a Herbie on the way home, and I just found one on Facebook Marketplace that is identical to mine, and it was listed 4 hours ago." So this thing was literally listed on Facebook Marketplace while we were in that costume shop buying that Herbie. So Covert sends me the listing, and I cannot believe how identical to his Herbie that he scored at that costume shop in Michigan this Herbie was. Absolutely insane. They have such a particular paint job, and they even both have like the stringy neck things that not a lot of Herbies have. Seems like over the years, as those things age, the neck gore kind of falls off of the Herbie, and I just don't see a lot of them that still have that intact. So I shoot my shot. I message the guy. I said, "Hey, I'll give you however much it is extra to ship this thing for me if you will. And he's like, yeah, no problem. And I'm still like, man, I'm kind of worried that somebody else is going to see this and tell this guy what it's actually worth, and then he's going to not sell it to me. But it all worked out, and when I pull this thing out, I will tell you guys exactly how much I paid for it, because it is just an absolutely crazy steal of a deal. I still can't believe it, and I am very excited. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the package, and we will take a look at this guy for the first time together. I am so stoked. Again, it has been such a crazy Halloween season just in terms of scores alone, and we are only technically just getting started. So let's see what we've got here. Very, very lightweight. I am always surprised at how light these older Herbies are. It was definitely some sort of different foam. So let me feel here just to make sure that when I unveil this, you guys get the first look at it. Here we have my newest Herbie, this vintage Distortions Unlimited Beheaded Illusions zombie prop. And how crazy is that, dude? He is nuts. So minty. The hair is still laying down as if you just took this thing out of the package to put it on the shelf of the old costume shop that this thing would have been sold in. Absolutely nuts. And I really, really appreciate the paint job that Mike and I's Herbies have. It's like this two-tone paint job. It's kind of like a hybrid, because they had these kind of grayer, whiter Herbies, and then they also had the Buckethead style Herbies that were very, very green, and this is a complete mix of both. And there are those innards, those weird gore pieces, just the straggly latex that would hang off of these things. So I am going to turn this thing around for myself and take a real good look at it for the first time. Here we go. Wow.
Wow.
I love you. No, not here, not here. Dude, this thing is so much better than I expected. It is insane. Now, you'll notice that the tongue is a little bit up right there, but that's just because this guy had it sitting in a tote in his garage for who knows how long. This thing is from the early 90s, so it might have been sitting there the entire time. It looks like it's never ever been used at all ever, so it wouldn't surprise me if this thing had just been bought for some sort of Halloween thing and then stored away forever. It is in absolutely perfect shape. So aside from the tongue being a little bent out of shape and pushed up and erect, there is nothing wrong with this, and that is an easy fix. All I have to do is stuff the end of the tongue there with some sort of maybe like a popsicle stick or something like that, and within a day or so it should be back to shape like it was in the mold. But dude, what a freaking score. What a cool story. This is absolutely nuts. I cannot thank Covert enough, not only because he made that trip happen, but because on the way home, he just had a feeling to check Facebook Marketplace and find one of these. And even then, it's always like a weird thing. People on Marketplace never want to ship stuff, but the seller was so cool that not only did he ship it, but he didn't charge me anything extra. Like, I paid for the shipping and I paid the $15 that he wanted for this thing, and it totaled out to $30 shipped. What the are we talking about? These vintage copies have gone for upwards of $1,000, and I got this perfect copy for $30. So I got a steal of a deal. I got an incredible piece that I absolutely love, and I got a cool story that involves my friends and the best Halloween hunt that we've ever gone on. It just goes to show that this stuff's still out here, and maybe not being a huge douche sometimes pays off. And the more I think about it, the crazier it gets, because we had just left the greatest Halloween hunt in the history of the channel, at least in my opinion, and the scores didn't stop after we left. I was making scores on the way home. Just a crazy, crazy experience, and hopefully that is like a sign for what is to come for the rest of October. Knock on wood, fingers crossed, let's go. So, with all of that out of the way, I am going to go ahead and shut this video down, and we are going to end this video the same way that we end all of the unboxings and reviews on this channel, and that is with some nice up-close shots of this piece. That way you guys can see it in all of its beautiful, detailed, gory glory. And that will be that for today's episode. So, one more huge thank you to Mike Covert. Dude, I appreciate it so much. You have done so much for me in the span of a week that it's crazy, and these people will never ever understand it. Let alone what you've done for me over the course of our like 15 plus year friendship. So again, Thank you. And of course, a big thank you to you guys, the viewers, the people watching this video, the residents of the House of Masks. Thank you guys for being here, for watching this video, for supporting the House of Masks, however it is you choose to do so. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record at this point, but we are extremely close to 200,000 subscribers, and I would love to hit that by the end of the year. Do I think that it's going to happen? No, I don't, because YouTube hates your boy and loves to keep me down. But could it happen? Yeah, absolutely. And it's all up to you guys. So please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that your friends are subscribed to the channel. Make sure that your bandmates, your pets, your ma, your pa, your grandpa, everybody, make sure that they are subscribed, and let's try to get this bag, twin. I also have a Patreon where I am doing all sorts of cool stuff, way cooler than any other content creator on the platform, that is for sure, and I know that I'm biased, but I also know that it's true because I am a patron of my favorite content creators, and I'm gonna tell you right now, their Patreon reward system doesn't hold a candle to mine. So maybe go sign up, but if you don't, that's okay too. You're only starving yourself of cool stuff. Now, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and end this thing and roll these hero shots. So until next time, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks, telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol, and yes to a bad case of herpes, and we will see you guys in the next one.